they play both sides to help to manipulate, to keep us in this in bondage, in this system that doesn't work. So as long as we're fighting Republicans against the Democrats and all about you know, these petty little things, we don't wake up to see the big thing, that the divine being that we really are, and what we're really here to do is to wake up and stop fighting over these little, you know, squabbling over these little things that really don't empower us. It takes our power away.
Right. Drains your energy.
It drains your energy, and that's not what we're here to do. I mean, we've now at a point where this is our evolutionary process, and we're here to become the divine being that we really are deep inside. And unless we have resources to understand these things, we're not going to wake up, because we're going to think intellectually, as long as I'm okay and I still have my job, and you know, you're going to want to keep that status quo because it feels comfortable. But once that all comes crashing down and you don't have any resources or tools or any knowledge or understanding of the way things go and the patterns for certainty, there's going to be a lot of chaos from a lot of intellectual people, a lot of people who have different levels of power that don't understand the big picture. I mean, it's just going to be mass confusion. So that's why it's so important right now. Individually, you might say, well, you know, I'm home, I don't have a job, I have small kids, what can I do? I have no money. What you can do is take back your power. And if you are without a job right now, it's the perfect opportunity to, and lack of resources, and even if you don't have a home or anything, you really need to go and take this time and go within and sort out what's real and what's false, and find that place inside yourself where the peace is, where your power is, and move with that, because that's like that feeling of intuition. And it should feel playful, and that's what I'm understanding it to be. It shouldn't feel like work, like you have an effort. It's the effortless effort. It's sort of this passion that we have instilled in us is not work, it's play. It's what we enjoy. It's our passion for purpose. What you find yourself doing when you know, have time off and you have nothing else to do, where you always find yourself thinking about and dreaming about and wishing about, which you always find yourself navigating towards, if it's cooking, if it's children, whatever it is, and use that avenue to grow that passion for purpose. But if it feels like work and you're in that 9 to 5, that grind, that slave mentality,
you're going upstream.
You're actually playing right into the hands of this whole new world order thing, and you can't wake up because you're actually, you know, conditioned and stuck into this matrix that you're going to find a very hard time getting out of unless you actually realize, you know, exactly what you're into.
Right, and a good question I just want to bring up to, you know, provoke some thought here in all our viewers. If you didn't have a job right now and you had 24 hours a day free, whether you could sleep all day or do whatever it is you want, visit, travel anywhere in the world, experience your most deepest passions, what would you be doing? I know for me, a long time ago, I had to really think about that because sometimes we're so caught up in life, we don't even know what we enjoy because we're doing all things we don't really like to begin with.
Right.
So that's a very profound question to ask yourself right now where you're at. You know, if I had all the time in the world, what would I be doing right now? Watching our show. So I really appreciate that much.
And I know, Justin, you really follow your passion because Justin actually lives the way he talks. I'm a little more tied into more responsibilities, but I'm looking to get that load taken way off my back now. And it's all a matter of making choices. You know, you see the situation you're in. Do you want to play into this and continue to give your life away to something that doesn't really have any real purpose for existence? And if it doesn't have purpose for existence, it's going to die off anyway eventually. You know, you're beating like a dead horse. It's just the way the consciousness works. And evolution, you come to a point where you're not growing and becoming and contributing, you're pretty much dying. And you may even already be dead and you don't even know it. You know, that's how bad some states of consciousness are, you know. And I mean, through our show, we see it all the time. there are some people that are just so negative and don't even want people to discuss these subjects because they feel it's a threat to their way of thinking and believing, and possibly they're right, because it's a threat to wake up, and it's a big responsibility. It's like being a grown-up.
Right.
Now you're responsible for your own actions, and now you're living in the laws of cause and attraction, and cause and effect, and the law of attraction, and the law of creation, and you have the power to use these laws, and it could be a little overwhelming for some people who have really just been programmed to understand the things that they were taught to believe in, and not think outside the box.
And I want to give everyone some quick tips. Once you have this awareness, this awakening, this understanding, the first thing you should do is really unplug from the matrix. Now, what am I talking about? What's the matrix? The matrix is this system that has been built around you, this box, where you're in the middle of this box and everything being broadcasted to you from television, from radio, media, events, music, you name it. All this stuff is conditioning and creating this box that you live in. When I say unplug from the matrix, it just means stop watching television. Or if you're watching the news, have the awareness to realize what they're telling you isn't necessarily the truth. It's an opinionated, one-side opinion from, because all the media is owned by, the same corporations own all the television channels. So ultimately, all the news that you're receiving is from one side who's profiting from you watching this, in multitude of ways, from energy to, stealing and draining your energy, keeping you in this fear-based state of mind so they could control you more easily. So unplug from the matrix. Stop watching your news. You shouldn't be watching, sometimes I could go to somebody's house, no matter when I go there, they have the news playing and it's ultra loud. They start hearing the same stories over and over and over again. And no matter how bizarre it is, once you hear something so many times, it embeds into your subconscious mind. Then you start to believe it, not even on a conscious level, but on a subconscious level, which is even more powerful and more of a threat for you to be thinking in that frame of mind, because law of attraction, universal intelligence connects with your subconscious mind. That's how this interaction of it all works. So it's very deep. And if you're new to this stuff, it's okay. This is where the awakening begins. Unplug from that, unplug from music. Even myself, when I was younger, I listened to underground hip-hop, people like the Wu-Tang Clan, and artists I thought were so cool because they talk about hidden knowledge. Little did I know that, the RZA, Method Man, they're all down with Illuminati, they're all Freemasons. I didn't know this information. I didn't know Nas was a Freemason. I didn't know Jay-Z was a Freemason. I had to figure all this stuff out, but once I figured it out, it led to like an awakening, an understanding. So it don't matter who you're listening to on the radio, they're probably a part of the Illuminati, because most all music groups and artists that have a record deal from a major record label, they're all a part of it. Mm-hmm. And there's hidden messages in this music. And that's what's keeping us plugged into this matrix. Mm-hmm. So stop listening to music. Stop, plugging into the news, and just do your own thing. Disconnect. If you have very negative friends or relatives, disconnect. There's no need to be around there because they're draining your energy, because that energy is embedding into your subconscious and attracting more of what you don't want. So that's kind of the bigger picture there.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And also when you're disconnecting to all that noise that's going on around you, even if you're sleeping with the TV on, that's all that white noise, you're getting messages subliminally. And that could be very dangerous, plus all the radiation and things like that you're undergoing. But give yourself a chance to rest sometimes, and in that resting state, it's just natural. The intelligence moves forward. It's rising, because it's rising in a lot of us that are already starting to wake up. So you find that it's not the same old anymore once you start shutting everything off. You start thinking about different things. You start feeling emotions and feelings that are more genuine and unique to yourself, and not just the world around you. You start maybe accepting yourself more where you're at, because you can see where you're at. You just slow down that process